Someone caught up. Okay, so it is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I got a haircut, so my hair's shorter, if you can't tell. Well, it's really...
It looks nice.
It's like an A-line cut. Hey, good morning, Rhea Cells. How you doing today? Good morning, Inside the Wardrobe 23. Happy Tuesday. How are you guys doing today?
Happy Tuesday.
How's everything in your areas? Good morning, Onassis Sales eBay. Happy Tuesday. How are your days going? How's reselling going? We did get a request to talk about Etsy. Now, we've done an Etsy episode before, so we decided to talk about Etsy's new ad features instead. Now, we've been selling quite a bit on there through their ad system. So, question for you guys, are any of you selling vintage items on any of your platforms that you guys are selling on? So vintage items is anything that was made before the year 2000. All right, so just quickly, remember if you have a question during the live to hit the question sticker below so we can display it for everyone to see.
So, are you guys using Etsy? And if so, what are some of the new features you know? We actually started selling Etsy when we got some initial like vintage items, and I initially always thought Etsy was for like handmade goods, but that wasn't true. And we started with a few items, and then sales just started to pick up, and we started listing a lot more items.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, every single platform we have joined, except for eBay, has started out really slowly for us, but it picks up eventually, right? So, yeah, I just know like Etsy shoppers are really big fans of Etsy itself, the platform, and they'll go into your shop and they'll like a bunch of your stuff. Doesn't mean they're going to buy anything, but they like it or they'll follow you. Yeah. So it is like a thing. Riasol says, I had opened an Etsy store years ago and now I can't find it. Oh no. I'm sorry. That's going to be hard.
Maybe you could call Etsy. Maybe they could dig up your old account for you.
Oh, that's a good idea. Michelle's always on the phone. Any issues you have, she'll just pick up the phone call and resolve it. So that's a good advice. Good morning, 2434 Collectibles. Happy Tuesday.
So we actually really like Etsy. It's probably my favorite platform at this point. The reason is because you don't have to really negotiate with the buyers. And the buyers are willing to pay for shipping. They're willing to pay for a higher price. And we've never gotten any complaints, knock on wood. Sometimes, yesterday actually, we shipped an item 2 weeks ago and it kind of broke during the transit to the buyer's home. He was disappointed.
The clown clock?
The clown clock.
Yeah.
And he was actually, he was very cordial. He was very nice. And he got a refund immediately. And surprisingly, we got a check from USPS yesterday to, for the damage.
So Riasol says, I actually Googled that and got their number. Awesome. Good job. You're on the right track. And then she said, my daughters love Etsy, LOL. Yes. And we do too. When we are shopping for gifts, we'll hop on there and see what's up. And we know that some of those items are going to be starting at $50 a piece. Good morning, Noel. How you doing, King Arthur Curry?
So some of the things that we notice about Etsy is they really have excellent SEO. We don't have a lot of items on Etsy, but they're really specific items. And when we like have a sale, I noticed a click, the impression wasn't very high. So people basically, they search something on Google and they immediately go to your page and they buy the item. So it's the SEO is extremely wild, whatever they're doing over there.
Good morning, Just Alex. Happy Tuesday. All right, so we're going to get started now.
So Etsy ads, this is something new, and they didn't have this before. So Etsy ads make your listing more prominent for millions of buyers searching for product on the site. You set a daily budget, let your campaign run, and Etsy will continually optimize how your budget is spent over the time to boost your exposure in Etsy search results, which is really cool. And so how it works is that you set your budget and start your campaign. I think eBay has something similar, but not the same. eBay has a promoted listing, which is equivalent to what they call Etsy off-site ads here, which I'm going to talk about. But eBay has like a sale event that you can set up, a promotional event. But it's a little different from this campaign. This campaign is more like Facebook, where you can put $1 in and they promote your ads in your store.
Yeah, so basically you have to pay per day. So like Etsy's recommending that you set a daily budget of at least $3 to $5. We have about how many items are on Etsy?
We have about 300.
We have about 300 items on Etsy, and we're only paying $1 a day to promote our items on Etsy.
And keep in mind, we started this Etsy campaign last week, and our sales really went up. So it's pretty effective.
Yeah, so I mean, if you think about it, Etsy's a very strong company. They're a big company, so they've probably mastered ads already. So we're just buying a piece of that, which is extremely powerful, and it's like Michelle said, been helping us to sell a lot on there recently. So
this is where we're at. We actually have 240 listings with a budget of $1 a day. So if you think about it, it's not that bad. And when you look at on the left side, it's basically how many people click on your ads. We've got 5,788 clicks on there, and actually, sorry, the ad views.
Those are views, and the clicks are 55.
So 55 clicks, yeah.
Only, but that's not bad.
I mean, $1 a day.
If you think about it, yeah. If you think about it, it's like, wow, 55 people saw the ad and they clicked on it. Now, how can you make that, how can you make that happen? But Michelle, there's 0 orders from the ads.
Which I'm going to talk about another feature that they have, because we just started this. So there are 3 phases. So phase 1 is you're setting your advertising goal for at least 30 days. Over the first few weeks of your campaign, your ads are starting to connect with more motivated shoppers, searching for keywords that match your listing. So for example, if you go on Etsy and you type in candles, or I want like a pink color soy candle or whatever, your listing will immediately move up because you are paying that $1 or whatever fee you have.
Exactly. So basically what the ads do is it bumps your listing to the top, right? And so Etsy, like Michelle said, is recommending that you leave the ad amount. So let's say you're going to pay $1 a day. Don't change that for 30 days. Etsy, the other really good thing that they are good at is that they have really good data and feedback. So they're going to be able to analyze, how your items are doing during that time. So I don't know, it's kind of weird because on that picture that Michelle showed you before, it says oh yeah, there's been 0 purchases from this campaign. But I don't know if that's true, because when we're looking at the, at what was sold, I saw a $1 bill there.
Yeah, there are 2 things
okay.
I'm going to talk about. So we're only at our 8th day, our 10th day of the campaign, so maybe it takes a little bit of time. So the next thing is that when they...
Well, we actually have a question really fast. So Rhea Sells is asking, Etsy shops usually have a story. What do you recommend for your story? Okay, we are not super familiar with that, but I do want to discuss a little bit on this, because I've seen other Etsy shops and they do have really cool opportunity for you to tell, like Rhea says, about you. You can put pictures, you can tell them who you are. And to be honest, we haven't really done that.
Well, our story is how we set up the store, is that we like to help people find the treasures. So we help people find treasures. That's our story.
That is our story. Yeah. But I mean, that's really cool that you're asking about that, because we do need to research that a little bit more, Rhea Sells. Thanks for asking that. Good morning, Trishfan99. Happy Tuesday to you.
So what happens is once you set up this campaign, when they click or they don't click, that gives Etsy more information about which of your listings do best for that search. So you're really paying for them to analyze your customers and how they search. And that is super worth it because this will help you better list your items and how you can optimize your listing. For example, I'm clicking on this one Playboy Jazz Festival t-shirt, and they actually analyze what type of keywords people search to get to your search result. And this includes, I can't see, but it talks about like the type of keywords.
I could read it.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing information because you can get the information from here and you can use it on your other platforms to try to help you sell your items. Mm-hmm. That's how amazing it is. Mm-hmm. So basically, this shirt, we have it for sale on our store. It's a vintage Playboy Jazz Festival shirt from the 90s. And it's telling you what did people type in, right, in order to find your listing. So the highest thing that they typed was Playboy shirt, right? And that gave us 60 impressions. So impressions are when people, your listing pops up for somebody, but they don't click on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if somebody just typed the term Playboy, they got 29 impressions. If they did Playboy capital T and then space shirt, they got 5 impressions. And if it was, again, I guess Playboy,
that's it.
No, it was just Playboy only. It got 5 impressions. So, sorry, the first one was Playboy shirt with 60 impressions. The second one was Playboy clothing with 29 impressions. So, do you see the amount of information you get there? So, basically, Playboy shirt and Playboy clothing are the winners. So, if you don't have that in your keywords on like Poshmark or Mercari or eBay, then you might be missing out.
Yeah.
And this is free information from Etsy. So I think that's like amazing.
Yeah, I don't really put in clothing, but that's news
to
me.
Yeah, so then that means we could even go into the Etsy store and update this listing's title so we know more people will be searching for that item with those keywords. Good morning, Cassidy Turley 5. Happy Tuesday. And 2434 is saying, is Etsy only clothes?
So Etsy sells pretty much everything. Etsy actually stands for easy to sell yourself. So anything vintage, you can definitely put on there. We sell a lot of board games on there. Clothing is part of it. Handcrafted items. You could sell anything.
You could sell, okay, for resellers like us, you could sell anything vintage. Mm-hmm. So anything that's made before the year 2000, you could sell. Other than that, it has to be handcrafted. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's it. That's the only way we're able to get a piece of the pie because we do sell a lot of vintage items. Good morning, Jessie T Psycho. Sorry about that. I hope I said that right.
So after you run the ads for 30 days, phase 2 is basically they're going to optimize a campaign. And you're going to see more clicks to your ads. It takes a few weeks to get going. If you're hoping to drive more traffic to your ads, if you're hoping to drive more clicks and sales through your ads, think about the factors in your listing that might influence a buyer's perception.
Good morning, Irish Lux. Happy Tuesday to you.
And then after a couple of weeks, your ads campaign is continuing to optimize automatically. As soon as you advertise listings start getting impressions, your ad search data will hone your performance. So, if you're launching this ad campaign, give it a couple of months. $1 a day is basically not a lot, considering it's going to drive traffic to your website. And continue to look at your data, look at your dashboard and look at your stats.
Yeah, so in other words, just what we said earlier, use the data to hone your performance by updating your titles and all of that, right? Your keywords.
So phase 4 is once your campaign has run for at least 30 days, it's time to take an in-depth look at how your ads perform. So this is a little chart of traffic going into our store. There's a little spike. I think that was last 2 weeks ago. And you can kind of analyze and look at each item and say, okay, well, this product is driving a lot more traffic. Maybe I should sell more of those products. So use your data to your advantage.
Exactly. There we go. So if you guys are liking this, please hit the like button for us. We appreciate that. it increases our engagement performance. So thank you so much. All right, so here's what the dashboard looks like. So Etsy brought 82% of visits. Like we mentioned earlier, there's just like a group of people, and like Rhea Sells said, her daughters love Etsy, who will go on Etsy and shop around, right? So that's 82% of the visits. And that's why we recommend that you do have an Etsy shop, right? Because the people buying on Etsy are surely not going to go on other platforms to buy your things, right? So that's, again, a big reason to join Etsy. But also we brought in 18% of the visits just on our own. It says through direct and other traffic. Social media brought us 0, and then Etsy ads brought us 28 visits.
Yeah.
So again, direct and other traffic brought us 58 visits, right? Direct could be somebody going, from your just, they know your store, right? Maybe they Googled your name, right? And they found you.
Yeah.
So repeat customers, maybe. Other traffic could be maybe ads, right?
Yep.
So, that is there is a space for Etsy ads. So social media, it has its own section. And like I said, we brought in 0 from there. But basically, SEO from Etsy marketing, we brought in 141. So like Michelle says, it works really well. From an Etsy search, it was 84. And from Etsy and other Etsy pages, it was 161 visitors.
And look at that, 16,000% increase from, I guess, last year.
Yeah, because
which is crazy.
Because we put more items on there. That's why.
Exactly. So that's one thing. The first part is about ad campaign, basically bringing your searches up to the top when people shop on Etsy. There is another feature that I think we absolutely love, and this is called off-site ads. Off-site ads, they basically promote your products on high traffic sites, including Google, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Bing. So this is basically similar to promoted listing on eBay. Not only does it bring your listing up, it also kind of advertises it on other websites. This is our stats, and we recently just found out. So the shoppers clicked on your offsite ads 271 times and placed 7 orders. So they brought in about $558 in sales.
Yeah, and this is where, it's very powerful to use Etsy, and, they're a big company, they have money, they have mastered ads. This is where we're jumping in there, and they're, when we do get the offsite ads, we pay up. Like we pay 15% of our sales. So, increase your prices on Etsy to account for these, ads, because they work, but then you do pay up, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
So if you guys want to access offsite ads when you list the item under listing, all the way to the bottom, and this is something new, there is a question that says, want to promote the listing on Etsy as part of your Etsy ad campaign? And you say, yes, advertise the listing. So that means you're okay having 15% charged when people click on the ad. Now, they only charge you if they click on the ad. You're not going to get charged if they found you through something else. So that's it.
Yeah, and it reminds me a little bit of Amazon. Like Amazon does this. I don't know if you guys have noticed. You'll be, shopping around, you'll be on another website and you'll see an Amazon ad for something, and again, Amazon is sellers like us too, right? And if if you're looking for a Rollo printer, maybe you'll get an ad from Amazon. So that's kind of like an offsite ad, that they're doing there.
So if you guys are considering using Etsy, we're super happy about it. I would highly encourage maybe start listing a couple items first and see how it goes, and you can build your store from there.
Yeah. I mean, my recommendation is like Michelle's, except for I think you should list a lot of items and just play the waiting game, wait 3 to 4 months. But yeah, try to list a little bit every day. It's going to take time for you to build a following of people who like your store.
And it's 20 cents per listing, which is not bad at all.
Yeah, it's 20 cents per listing, and it lasts for 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
And then you have to renew it. which is much better than eBay because eBay you renew every month.
Yeah.
Okay, so last but not least, and if you guys don't have any more questions, we have our meme for the day. And this is text message, right, between two people. And this one person says, I'm done. I'm selling my kid on eBay. And then the other person says, don't be silly. You made him. Sell him on Etsy. So that gives you an idea of the kind of platform Etsy is. It's mostly where you handcraft and sell things handcrafted. But for us, you could sell vintage items as well. So I thought that was really funny. I was laughing when I read that. Okay, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us this beautiful Tuesday. We hope somebody got a kick out of that. We hope that you, Irish Lex is laughing. We hope that you guys have a wonderful day and list your 17 items on all the platforms. DM us, direct message us if you have any questions about anything. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. But, if you have any ideas on what topics to talk about, send us a DM as well. Okay. Thanks for the love, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.